Hey, pageant fans. Huge congratulations are in order for Tracey Campbell, Miss Supranational Cayman Islands 2024, as she advances to the final round of the Super Chat competition. Stick around. We're going to talk about the Super Chat competition right after this. Hey pageant fans, welcome back to another episode of Standouts on Pageantry, where we talk all things pageant related. I'm your host, Teresa. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new here, thanks for joining us. This is a huge moment, not only for Tracey, but also for the Cayman Islands, because she is advancing to the final round of the Super Chat competition. She is the third woman to represent the Cayman Islands at the Miss Supranational pageant, but she's the first to make it to the final round of a fast track competition. Now, let me tell you, a fast track competition is really like a lifeline for small pageant countries like the Cayman Islands, because it is just another way for countries like Cayman that are budding and up and coming pageant countries to really show the supporters, the fans, and even the organization what we're doing here in the Cayman Islands with our title holders and how much we really want to place in the semifinals or quarterfinals of any pageant competition. So I am so excited for Tracey to be getting this opportunity. Now, for Tracey, she competed in the semifinal 1 episode, and in that episode was Australia, Puerto Rico, India, Curacao, Brazil, Cayman Islands, and Nigeria. Now, I did find her episode to be quite competitive, so I was a little bit nervous as to whether or not she would actually make it to that final round. So you can just imagine how ecstatic I was when I saw that she was one of the winners who would be moving on to the final round of the competition. The other 2 finalists from her episode were Curacao and India. Now let's move on to the semifinal 2 episode. In this episode, we had Jamaica, El Salvador, Zambia, Malaysia, Ukraine, Zimbabwe, and Sweden. I have to say that there were 3 women that really impressed me, who really stood out to me, and that was Jamaica, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. So if I had my option to choose the top 3, I would definitely go with those 3 ladies, especially Jamaica. She was really impressive to me. Her answers were really on point. I thought she was really well balanced. There was a lot of substance in her answers. So I'm quite surprised that she didn't make it to the final round. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe, it was from her delivery. Maybe it could have just been a bit more polished, I guess. But I just felt like her answers were on point. Moving on from the semifinal 2 episode was El Salvador, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. I will say that El Salvador had some really good answers as well, and she would have been my 4th pick after the first 3 that I mentioned. Now, let's talk about the final round. So during the final round, the ladies had about 4 questions to answer, and those were: which Miss Supranational winner do you relate to the most and why? Where would you be if you had not followed your dream? And do you believe in second chances? Why or why not? And the last one, why is this moment so special? So I really loved these questions. I think that they did a great job with selecting the questions, because these are questions I would definitely ask, especially the first one about which Miss Supranational do you relate to the most, because I often feel like there are times when women are competing in pageants and they don't know who their predecessors are. They don't know anything about them. They're just there to compete. And I feel like if you're asking to be a part of a sisterhood, which is what pageantry is, you should know who the women are who came before you, and know something about what they've done. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to see that the women didn't have any hiccups answering this question, and they went straight in. For me, I thought Tracey did a really good job with this. It was short and sweet. Curacao did good as well. I feel like her answer was a bit lengthy though, and that seems to be a consistent theme with her, where she kind of just spoke out the whole time and even went a little beyond at times. So yeah, and Zambia, Zimbabwe, honestly, El Salvador, India, all of them, they all did an amazing job, not just with that question, but just all of the questions in general. And I think that it's going to be a bit challenging for the judges and everyone voting because these were top notch responses from these women. I think they all did a really good job of relating the answers back to themselves, adding in lots of substance, just really pouring themselves out into the question. So honestly, I was very impressed with the top six here. They did just such a phenomenal job, and I'm really excited to see who's gonna win. For me, if I had to say for sure someone that really stood out to me, that would be India. I felt like she was the most consistent in every answer. So I think that she was really on point with majority of her answers. I also, of course, liked Cayman. I thought Tracey did a really good job answering these questions. In fact, I'm going to take this moment to play one of my favorite responses from her, and that is the question about, do you believe in second chances?
I absolutely believe in second chances. I believe I'm the living proof of second chances. I've competed in two pageants before winning the Miss Supranational Cayman Islands title. And that just motivated me to become the best version of myself and redefine my skills to achieve the goal I set out to achieve, which is to become Miss Supranational Cayman Islands. And it just comes to show that the more opportunities a person is given, the more they are going to be able to achieve the goals they set out.
Now, the reason I selected this response on Tracey is because I am so thrilled that she mentioned that she competed multiple times before winning Miss Supranational Cayman Islands. I think this is a powerful message, especially for women in the Cayman Islands, but women all over that, hey, you may not win on your first try, you may not win on your second try, but if you keep going and you commit to learning and growing, you can definitely get there. So I'm glad that she highlighted that. And I think that that makes her stand out. It shows her perseverance and her resilience, which is what you need as a title holder to get up every day and keep going and be highly motivated to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So well done with this answer, Tracey. There's also Curacao, and it's sort of a toss up between Zambia and Zimbabwe for me. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the top six in the Super Chat competition. I think it's very competitive. It's going to be very interesting to see who comes out on top. I'm not sure. Well, I guess because there is a voting component, most people will just vote for their favorite or vote for their title holder from their country. But if the judges had like the final say, I'm not sure if they're looking at substance and quality of answer versus personality, charisma, and just being like pleasant on camera and fun and engaging. So it would have been interesting if this round was judged solely by the judges. And actually, speaking about that, I wish that the final round of this competition had taken place in person while they were in Poland, because I think that that would have given it a different feel, a different vibe, maybe, versus the women being on camera. And there's still sort of that like disconnect almost. And I would have loved to have them done a sit down interview. I think that that would have been cool to see. So yeah, and I think they did that last year from what I saw. They did have them do the interview in person. So I kind of wish that they had done that this year. So that's one thing I would have changed about it. Now, speaking more about Tracey, I'm just really, really proud of her that she's made it to this round. And of course, if she does win, she will secure herself a spot in the semifinals of the entire Miss Supranational pageant, and that is very, very exciting to know that she has this opportunity. But I almost feel like she may not even need to necessarily win the Super Chat to get this opportunity to place, because if you think about it, the judges seem to really like her. they put her in the semifinal as a wild card, right? So she didn't come out on top for winning her episode, but she was the wild card. So she was like the judges pick to be there. So that means they're watching her, they like what they see, and if they like what they see from her now, wait till when they see her in prelims, because the girl can walk. She can walk. And I am so excited for everyone to see her because she's got the attitude, she's got the charisma, she's just got it all for the stage. She's got lots of stage presence, and I cannot wait for you guys to witness her. And I know that she's been working really hard to make sure that she's prepared for the prelims and, of course, the finals if she makes it that far, which, of course, we hope that she does. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I cannot wait to see her there. And I just feel like, you know, if they love her now, wait till they see her on stage. She is really something to behold on stage, and I'm very excited to see her. But overall, phenomenal job by these ladies. Can't wait to see who wins, and I think we're gonna know. I'm not sure if they're gonna release it this week because I know there's still, the voting is still open, so I'm not sure if they're gonna release it this week or if they're gonna release the name maybe on the night of. So maybe they'll keep us in suspense as to who actually has won that spot. That's it for this episode. Once again, congratulations, Tracey. I'm so proud of you. I'm rooting for you, and I can't wait to see you compete at Miss Supranational 2025. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to share it with the pageant girl in your life. Until next time, have a great week. Bye.